Time for another episode of Pottawattamie County Roots, presented by Hoy Kalnoski Funeral Home. I am Todd Studer, and we welcome Connie Casson with the Friends of Westfair back into the studio because Westfair 2026 has officially wrapped. Tell me about the fair this year. We got the best weather, and then we got crazy heat again.
It was sweatshirts to a sweat box, or sweat fair is what I heard it called. We had a beautiful couple days at the beginning. It was a packed house for the Queen coronation on Wednesday. We had a band on Thursday night that went really well. The animal show on Thursday was great. And then the heat set in. So I got serious about it for the tractor pull on Friday. We had a great crowd for that. But Saturday was pretty punishing heat-wise. We had a great crowd for the market beef show. We had record numbers of apple pies sold on Sunday afternoon. So there were, I think, 12 students received scholarships before we sold 95 pies.
95
pies.
That seems like a lot.
It's a new record. It's a new record. And thanks to all the people who made it possible. Diane Huddle runs that program. They baked pies at Underwood Middle School. Bertelson Beef handled the freezer in between judging and showtime. And then we had the whole squad of auctioneers that help us every year.
I had a great time out there this year. I got to see a lot of people, old friends, met some new people.
Yeah, you interviewed a whole bunch of folks. That was great.
There was a lot of folks.
Yeah.
There was a lot of folks, as people have been watching on the shows, that we've just kind of been rolling through them this whole time. But I think that for me, it seemed like there was a really good energy at Westfair this year.
I'm partial to Westfair.
Sure.
I think just the connections, the old friends who get to connect, the incredible business support for our kids. It's I love it every year, but it was a great vibe this year. And one of my favorites was the Bacon Buddies program that I know you profiled with Tracy Casson Black. It was just such a cool program that happened Sunday morning. And what it is there are mentor students who share their pig with a special needs student, and the special needs student gets to understand how to care for them and gets to show them and gets a purple ribbon. So,
also, her numbers were up a lot this year. Now, initially, I think that it just took a little while for people to understand what it was, but she's been doing a great job of talking with different organizations, letting them know what this program is all about, and to take something from seeing it at the state fair and bringing it back to the local level. That's what I really thought was the takeaway from that. And not just to Westfair, but I think that we're going to start seeing this program at other fairs.
I sure hope so. Yeah. Tracy got the idea from the state fair. I think this is year 3 that it's been in Westpot. And I hope it happens everywhere. It's such a great program.
So we wrap up the fair, and then you've got some work to do, and the committee's got some work to do. And there's been a lot of fundraising up to this point. And any chance we'll see any kind of work done yet this year?
There's a good chance we'll see some work done this year. So just to recap the dollars too, we have a $10 million fundraising goal for phase 1. Phase 1 is power, water, security, technology, and the construction of an education and expo building. And we're at $8.1 million so far. We've got a bit left on the Iowa West match. We had several new donors during Westfair, which was fabulous. And we had a portion of the apple pie proceeds go to the building fund. Lots and lots of students, lots of kids at the livestock auction Monday donated to the building fund as well. So we've got contributions from 7-year-olds all the way up. And we've got some other milestones to get to, but if all goes well, we'll be able to start with drilling new wells and working on a new power main yet in 2026.
That's a big part of it, is all of the work that has to happen that we don't really see
That's right. That's right. The underground
progress.
stuff
Right.
is not very foxy, but it's plenty expensive and will be a difference maker to the fairgrounds.
Oh, absolutely. Because if you were to do all of this renovation and not do that work first, then it's really kind of for naught.
That's right.
'Cause the reason for this is because limitations on water, limitations on electricity, limitations across the board that it's great to see growth, and it's great that those things have now become obsolete. And I mean, I see that as progress, that we have to go through this. But I'm excited for what's coming.
Right.
And I know that I forget who it was that I was talking to that had said with the new building, probably won't be 100% by fair next year, but we should see something.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of decisions that are coming down the pike, but again, if we hit our fundraising milestones, we would be able to start on the infrastructure in fall of 26 and then start on the education and expo building in 27. And this is where, the black and white gets a little gray, but our first priority would be to get the expo building side of things, so the barn side, with really good ventilation and more airflow than you get in open barns like we lived through this weekend. And then the education side of things and the offices would come after we get the big building up.
Service Master Restore by Schmader knows it can be hard to get things back to normal when you've suffered serious property damage due to flooding, fire, or smoke, and that can oftentimes lead to mold, and you may be left with all sorts of questions about how to get your home or business back to normal. It's easy. You give Cindy Schmader a call with Service Master Restore by Schmader. Her phone number, 402-339-9911. Join the Jenny Edmondson Foundation Saturday, August 1st for the annual Spirit of Courage Celebrity Golf Tournament and Gala. Celebrate 4 remarkable cancer survivors while helping local patients facing the financial challenges of cancer treatment. The golf tournament is sold out, but gala tickets and select sponsorship opportunities are still available. 100% of the proceeds benefit the Cancer Center Charitable Patient Care Fund. Get details and reserve your gala tickets today at jehfoundation.org. When a family experiences loss, every detail matters. Hoy Kilnosky Funeral Home and Crematory provides compassionate guidance and personalized services designed to honor each life in a meaningful way. From traditional funerals and cremation services to pre-planning and grief resources, their experienced team is there to help lighten the burden. Hoy Kilnosky Funeral Home and Crematory in Council Bluffs. Learn more at hoyfuneral.com.
What were the responses you were getting to the new renderings? Because I know those were put up and made public and very visible for everyone in the commercial building. So what kind of feedback were you hearing?
We heard good things. I think when kind of inside the family or inside the fair board, the move of the building, the Education Expo building from the east side of the fairgrounds to where it's the south side, and where it would face Highway 6 rather than sort of diagonal, has lots of advantages from a visibility perspective. It maintains more of the wagon wheel construct that we have from the original fairgrounds, but it also enables us to have the lightest touch on our waste management needs. So it's the most efficient from a septic system perspective, and I can talk a lot about that, but I won't today. But I think that sense of like building a facility that will fit into the flow of the fairgrounds overall. We heard lots of good things, and had lots of questions of this looks different, but not super different. Why? And how much parking are we talking about? Like, we want to make sure that we're not paving over everything that we think of as the fairgrounds, but we also really look forward to having some hard service spaces to make it easier for folks who are in everything from strollers to wheelchairs to navigate the fairgrounds.
You're not talking about paving all of the parking, though, right?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. No, because that...
if we find the money tree,
I can't imagine what that concrete bill would be to pay that. But it also, I think Well, let's put it this way. I think that from strictly a standpoint of being level and where you can go, I like the parking better here than at the state fair.
Sure.
You know, there's been time I got stuck at the state fair a few years ago, couldn't get out.
And you could have Westfair if at this point. But I think as we think about migrating the fairgrounds to a 4 seasons facility, that's where some of the paved parking comes into play.
Definitely. And with all of these different things coming into play with this, it seems from an outsider standpoint that the interest from other organizations saying, yes, we want to be able to contribute to this seems to be going up.
We're on a roll. Yeah. It's been really great. So in the last month or so, we've received a commitment from Baumgars to name the community commons. Mid-American Energy Foundation has just come in with their commitment. Frontier Savings Bank is in, Avela is in, TS Bank is in. And so those are some of the big ones that we're so excited to hear roll in.
And this is designed to be kind of a regional event center.
Absolutely.
It's not just for Council Bluffs. It's not just for, okay, we're just adjacent right there on Highway 6, but really it can be used by a lot of different places.
That's right. Designing for the fair is our first priority, but it is a really flexible facility. That being said, from a livestock perspective, there's lots of fairgrounds around, but there's really nothing built for having animal facilities between like Des Moines and Grand Island. And you got to go Sioux City to St. Joe before you find something that really does what we're trying to do. So that's one piece of it. But we also plan to have really flexible space that we hope lots of people will find themselves finding a reason to use. We want to be a really good partner to our nonprofit folks. And so I want them to have space to use that's accessible from, lots of angles, and where people find themselves in a place to connect and get stuff done.
I also know that as I was walking around the fairgrounds and taking in some of the different things, I saw a lot of business banners up. I mean, right. just for the fair, there was a lot of support in this area, and that I think is key, because it's not just because it helps the fair run better,
right?
But the young people walk around and they see, oh, there's a business there that supports what we're doing. Here's another one here, and they know that this area has their back.
That's right.
And I think that's really important.
That they matter.
Yeah.
And the fairgrounds is one place where that happens more often than any place else, I think. Schools certainly, and there's other environments, but where businesses really make a direct investment in students and children is happening at the fairgrounds. And yes, it's the banners, but I sat through the livestock auction on Monday. 224 lots sold.
Wow.
That was a long, hot day, thanks to our auctioneers again. But it was incredible. It was incredible to see Gem Cattle Company and Pierce Communications and Mike Hoy and Hoy Kilnoski and on and on and on. Like, there were probably 80 to 100 different organizations, in addition to families that paid, that bought animals. It was like, that's a unique feature of Westfair, that we do have an animal sale like that. And it was just an incredible gathering of folks in the stands supporting all of our students.
What were I was not there for the sale. So what were the faces of the students like as they're watching all of that happen? I mean, that had to have some excitement to it.
It is a bittersweet mix, because it is the recognition of the end of the project year, but it's also the reality of agriculture, of commercial agriculture, of like, these animals are going on the truck and many of them are going away for the final goodbye. So I have my own memories of when I learned that lesson, but I saw the most dear, probably 10-year-old girl crying her eyes out and giving her dad the biggest hug as she loaded her pig on the chute to the truck. And it's a hard lesson of why animal agriculture is the business that we have around here. And these aren't, many of these animals just aren't pets, but are college funds. So that it's both the elation of so proud of myself. The project year is done, and the end of the circle.
Well, also, there has to be a lot of emotion attached to it, knowing that, this young person put so much work in for so long, and just that in itself comes to an end. So now that responsibility is not on them each morning.
That's right.
When they get up. And that in itself can carry a lot of emotional weight to it.
That's right. When your daily routine changes, that's one of those ways that, we experience loss in lots of ways, and that's one of them for sure.
Well, I know as an example and relating to something else, I've heard that such as Olympic athletes who spend all of their time training, and then they get to the Olympics, and once it's over, it's like, all right, now what?
Right.
And they're just left with that. And I think that, again, life lessons, and FAIR teaches so many of those in so many different ways.
Yes, and there were several high school seniors who I got to see over the course of the last week, and this is the last thing. It was the last first day of school, it was the last homecoming, and the last Christmas dance, and prom, and graduation, and FAIR is the last hurrah of them as students,
college.
Right. So there was a lot of joy and a lot of connection, but also like you could see the nostalgia sort of emerging of, whoa, this is it. Like this stage is over.
If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or even if you're planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing in Council Bluffs has you covered. With fast, reliable service and expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. They're locally owned and trusted and take pride in doing the job right the first time. Residential or commercial, big or small, when plumbing problems strike, they're the ones to call. Visit waldsteinplumbing.com. Primrose Retirement Community in Council Bluffs believes home should be a place of comfort, connection, and care. From personalized support to engaging daily activities, everything they do is designed to help residents live fully and confidently. At Primrose, that's their priority, to put the quality of their residents' care and daily needs at the top of their list each day and every day. It's not just about where you live, it's about how you live. Learn more about life at Primrose by going to primroseretirement.com and then contact Jamie Bush at Primrose and discover a place that truly puts people first.
How about for the board members, for the volunteers, for everyone else as FAIR comes to an end this year, such as yourself? Do you have a little bit of sadness knowing that 2026 has now reached a conclusion? Now, I know you got a lot to do, but still, that event in itself is now done, and that has to touch you a little bit too.
It does. I mean, I fall in love every year. I wouldn't want FAIR to be happening every day of the year. Like I need to do my job and eat lettuce and things like that. But man, it's such a nostalgic place in one way, but it's where I really connect with folks I only see once a year. So I'm happy to be in air conditioning, all the things I can rationalize, but there's no place like Westfair, and I feel it probably more than most, but I feel it. I felt it again this year.
We're going to have people up at the State Fair now from what happened at Westfair?
Yes. So Iowa State Fair is August 13th through the 23rd. Mm-hmm. There are a segment of our 4-Hers who have static projects who were selected to advance to the State Fair. And then it's kind of a separate thing on the livestock side. So I've heard of some families bringing goats and sheep and pigs and cattle to exhibit at the State Fair as well. So that's coming up.
So that's another opportunity for a lot of these folks to get out there. And I'm going. Spending my one day at the fair, and hopefully I can beat the rush and get parked before it gets too crazy.
Well, hopefully it doesn't.
Well, it's part of the problem too, because we it's not as if it's a 20-minute drive
True.
to University Avenue in Des Moines. So we have to get up early to get there and to beat the crowd. 9 a.m. was the wrong time last year. I can just tell you that with definitiveness that, it's
had a lot of quality time looking at the Roberts cows.
Oh man, it was just, and plus I kept driving past all of these individual parking lots that families and people
Yeah.
set up in
Yeah.
homes that are right there along the street. And I'm like, should I not? I'm nervous about getting blocked in here or, and then at the end of the day, it's an even farther walk. And so I ended up going all the way,
Okay.
2 hours, 2 hours in the car on University Avenue.
Oh man.
Yeah, we didn't get to the lot till 11 when we got into town at 9. So
Ouch.
yeah, that was a busy day. But like I said, we'll get there a little earlier this year, hopefully.
Fair. What are some of your must-dos at the state fair?
I want to go and try some of the new food
Okay.
because what did I see? There's over 70 new items,
Yeah.
food items at the state fair this year. One of them, because I got a gluten issue, one of them is gluten-free that I
Okay.
saw was on there. So I'm looking forward to that.
Victory.
Going and seeing that huge boar that
Oh,
is never standing up. He's
No.
always, or going and seeing the largest bull.
the
that's there.
biggest
We
bowl, right?
like to do that. You can't go to the state fair without seeing the butter cow. I mean, I think you would probably be written a ticket if that happened. So you have to go.
Obviously.
And for me, that
While you're there, eat a hard-boiled egg from
Yeah.
the big
right, yeah, got to get all of that, and a visit to the pork tent. That's
Oh,
I'm a big fan of pork chop on a stick.
they're wonderful. They never do it wrong.
Yes, so all of that is for me. Are you making it over there this year?
Odds are good.
Yeah.
Odds are good. There's a lot going on, but it's on one hand it's the same thing every year, but on the other hand, it makes me happy every time. Again, see kids work on projects that they work on all year, but also just it's that one great way that Iowa celebrates. So to see the vegetables or the flowers that are in the agriculture building, and to see the art that's up on the hill in that building.
Oh yeah, we go there every year too, and that's just really cool.
It is.
There's so many young people and there's not just young people. There's also adults with their stuff in there too, but it's just great to see all this homegrown talent, regardless of what the category might be.
That's right.
And and for some reason, I think that's the same building where I sit outside. And there's these red benches
Yes.
that are out there.
And you can look over the whole fairgrounds.
Yeah, and that was where I was at 3 or 4 years ago when it rained close to 3 inches in 45 minutes. That was the year I got stuck in the parking lot.
Man, oh man.
So that was just, sheets of water coming down. So that's one of I like going back and I remember when Noah was floating by out here. But I really enjoy the state fair and, all of the food that I don't eat because I can't, but man, it's just, if I want to feel Iowa, that's where I go,
Yeah.
and, going into, what is the building where they have the commercial exhibits and the Hawkeyes are in there and the Cyclones are in there?
Varied Industries.
Yes, that's the one. And, it's a good opportunity to go. And if you're a Hawkeye fan, you can go actually put your hands on the trophies. If you're a Cyclone fan, you get to see those. And
Number of temporary tattoos to be had. That's your thing.
Definitely. Yeah, you can get the new posters that the schools put out.
Right.
That's a great place to do that. So yeah, all of these different things just to make the entire experience worth the drive.
Right.
Worth the extra 2 hours.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, listen, Connie, thank you so much for all of your hard work again this year, and pass along my thanks to everybody that was involved with it. You guys did a wonderful job for me, making me feel very welcome while I was out there, for the few days and with the booth and doing the interviews. And it felt like I was a part of something at the same time. So, and that comes from the work that you guys do. So thank you very much.
Thanks for helping us tell our stories. You had interviews with lots of really good people who are making things happen. And the interview with my neighbor, Wyatt Roan, was fantastic. What a guy.
Oh, he actually came up to me.
Does not surprise me.
And I didn't know when we started that interview that he was leaving for the Air Force in a couple of weeks. I was like, are you kidding me?
Right.
And then he told me what he's going to be doing at the Air Force. And I was like, wow, this is like, that was one of those surprise interviews that I didn't know, and which is one of the reasons why I don't prepare for interviews. I don't prepare questions, because that reaction that I was having to him was real. It was spontaneous.
Okay.
It wasn't manufactured. I mean, I got to tell him, get used to hearing thank you for your service, because you're going to hear that. And also, we need young people like that doing what he's going to do, and then his long-term plans coming back and working the farm with his dad. I mean, it's an all-American story, and I think it's just a wonderful thing. So anyway, thank you so much. Looking forward to 2027. We thank you for watching this episode of Pottawattamie County Roots, presented by Hoy Kalnoski Funeral Home. And please click like, share, follow, even subscribe. Helps get all of this information out even further. My name is Todd Studer, and we'll see you next time.